Go raw under I say. I should test you on vibrations, every bucka. May your mind buckas and souls be old. May your omits be sound. May your buckas be leavened off the ground. When we keep to the breath, to the orth, to the mothor, to the seon, the soul of rock guides and keeps you up. I on my eye. Say ra, I la e, say el, say I. Christ Ore Chaplain Tata, Amin Ra. I am Truth Awareness, True Talk. Can be a part of that greatest transfer of Ma'el. That's intelligence, Aminology, Ta'angodu, Hedichi. This is Sound Logic. And with all that being said, to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. To Ray is Ray 1843. That's a 7 on the numerology to Gematria. That's also a Ta'a on the sound command codes. You got to go to Jesus.com, get this Kagadora app. Be on Ra's watch. Ra's watching over you. If you're keeping Ra, then Ra keeps you. Right? This is why we're all keeping, I shouldn't say we all, but you all who are not sound are keeping this Gregorian calendar. Because despite how you disagree with what's going on, you don't have a connection to anything else. So you're in a situation where you feel you have to keep the draconian calendar because it's keeping you, right? Just like a lot of you knew you were free and had all this time to organize and set up for years now, for years. Okay, we're supposed to be organizing and setting ourselves up. Instead, we've been sit down in the middle of the road watching this big organized crime truck, this draconian crime truck, get closer and closer until we're about to get plowed, run over. Okay? So I'm telling you, you got to go to Jesus.com, get involved. Okay? We have a society to build. Okay? You understand this? You understand this? Go to Jesus.com, sign up. We got the improved, the updated iBucket to Omen. You get a copy of the same Athorian Kagadora in print. If you print the file, you can display the Kagadora on your screen, wherever it is, mobile, laptop, desktop. Same thing with the iBucket to Omen. Okay, the update was inspired by a request to have a phone screen saver. So we updated it. We made the dimensions fit on your phone so you can have a screen saver. Okay? We need to recognize and realize that the internet is the devil's domain. Okay? So when you have this protection on your device, well, it stables you. It classifies you as sound. Okay? A belonging to sound. So go Jesus.com, sign up. That's savbysound.com. Also gets you there. AminRa.com is where you buy the Where That the Devil's Fair, the books. You could also order the Mathorian Kagadora poster. Don't forget, I don't consent to draconian state. Hashtag that in your post. Thoughts are the spores that spawn intelligence. Identifungi.org. Don't forget your mental health is directly tied to your etheric compass. You got to orientate to sound. Logic. That's Baal. This is solarization. When you sign up at Jesus.com, you get the erectionary because the words in the dictionary die your erection. We're expanding our Ta'angodu because we don't teach you how to live by symbols. We want you out of symbology into sound logic so you could recognize that Ta'angodu is about speaking motion. Okay, it's about sensing, not about seeing. It's a sensory-based system, not an optical-based system. Okay, there's a difference here. The word requires your eyes and programming, belief and faith. Your senses require experience. Okay, genetic memory, works, and motion. It's a huge difference. I want you in the family of motion. Okay? So what's the commotion today? Well, this is the Crypto Shit Shower Report update, where we remind you that the blockchain is not a financial umbrella you can hold to prevent a shithead. Okay? It's all going splat, people. It's all going splat. The only chance you have is having the Mathorian Kagadora to give yourself a sound logic approach to what's going on. When is the times to buy and when is the times to hold? And better yet, with understanding, with almond standing, even holding becomes more realistic because you're detached from the nerves that are created from the chaotic ballistics. Okay? This is all fraud, people. You guys got to realize it's a big Ponzi scheme trap. Okay, that the entire planet is involved in. This is organized crime like everything else. Okay? You got to see it for what it is. Let's see if we're making progress on our forcing Draco to openly go directly along with the Mathorian Kagadora. Meaning, when it goes up, and when the Kagadora is going down, well, it's obviously going down because it's attached. So the end goal is for us to have it detached. Detached. All right? But in the process, it's good to know how the flow makes the boat row. Okay? Now, this is 1843. Let me get back to all right. So we're on 1843. Okay, it's a 7 in numerology. Okay, so that's an usher number. It's a good day to bring in new things, right? New policies, whatever. Anything new you want to introduce. Number 7s is when the Draconians like to do that. Okay? This is also, like I mentioned, Ta'a. Okay, so on Ta'a, that means your thoughts are given breath. Okay, your thoughts are given breath to something. So you're critically thinking today to uplift something else. Okay, and breath is given to you today to critically think to uplift something else. Because your thoughts are giving breath to give breath to thoughts. So ideas that are out there that need breath, today is a great day to think about them. Give them your thoughts. Okay? This is the beauty of the Ba-Ests Kagadora. So today's a 7, right? And when we take the market, and tomorrow's an 8, right? And then Tuesday's going to be a 9, right? And for weeks, going back to just days ago, I kept on reminding you that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pretty much 7 days, okay, straight, where they can mark it up. Well, we've been kept at the bottom of the chart going sideways. Okay? Why? Because I told you that in order for Bitcoin to continue using the markets as a conduit of deception to trap and engage your attention and behavior, they have to put a lot of money equivalent or more to so than the value of the raise. Okay? Either that or they're going to completely shut everything down. Okay, and I also told you that on November the 27th, between November the 27th and December the 2nd, we are expecting some kind of event. And so if that is going to come to pass, the markets have to giddy up. Okay, and they have to mark it up so that they can bring it down. You see, the cryptocurrency, they tell you that it's being used for money laundering, right? They don't want you to know that they're the ones that are using this vehicle. You see, when the Fed says he's going to give all sorts of money and the money's going into the markets, and then they take that money and they buy the crypto or whatever they want to do, and then they drop the money to cash out. That's basically the process. Okay? So the whole idea is recognizing and realizing the energy flow so you can take advantage of these opportunities instead of falling in love with the story of whatever their cryptocurrency, which represents their demon, their deity, their god, whatever it is, whatever name their cryptocurrency is called. It's a spirit. Okay, it's a demon. It's a being, a digital being. Okay, you got to see this as everything else, just another religion. Okay, you got it. So we're the sound. We are the sound. We are making things sound. The true opposition to the word program, virus that is dead. Okay? So when we have that reality, today being a 7 and the markets going up, it's to be expected because they have nowhere else to go. Right? They can't go down. If they go down, then they're done. You understand? They're giving up. Okay, they got to maintain the cycle. Otherwise, they're going to lose people. And the only way they can catch your attention is by giving you the impression that the market is going up. Okay, so we're going to go on the daily here. We're going to refresh this. Okay, so you can see, right? Drop down and slowly been creeping up. Okay, so we should hope it's going to get to right here, which is 110, 111, kind of right where it was last week, the top of last week. Okay, we want to see that by Monday, if not Tuesday. Okay, and so if Tuesday is the 9th, what happens on the 9th? I said that we have an increased solar activity. The ether is increased. So that means we're getting. Okay, and so if they're going to use these next couple days to mark it up, that would make a total sense if they want to dump the market on Tuesday, if they want to cash out. Okay, we could see with their pattern, they're not going more than 24 hours. Whatever they give, they're taking back. Okay, you understand? Look, okay, they got all this stuff, and then they took it all the way back. You understand? Doesn't matter how long it happens, the principle is true. They started here, and now they've gotten everything back. Okay, everything that was accumulated up to here has been taken back. Okay, so either they're going to go down here, which they will, but not before they go up here. Okay, when they go down here, that's when they have this event that we're trying to avoid by speaking about it, being aware about it, so that they won't have the impact that it's supposed to have by, catching us off surprise and being labeled a black swan event. Okay, you can't have a black swan event if you're expecting something. Not knowing the details of what it is doesn't count. Okay, for a black swan event. Okay, it's like somebody knocking on your door and you make an event out of it if you don't know who it is. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, somebody's at your door, you're going to open it, you're going to find out. Okay? This is what's basically happening here. Okay? So we want them to be in a situation where they're not going to give up in terms of the markets, so you can get your money out of it so that you can then leave the markets. That's the whole idea. Okay, you shouldn't want the markets to go up. If you want the markets to go up and be all successful, then there's a fine line, okay, between, wanting to utilize this system to make money so you can now, operate more soulfully, okay? Meaning, just imagine, you're getting money in and you buy a farm or whatever, and you put yourself in a situation where you can sustain yourself. Okay, that's how you should be approaching your goals for investing. Okay, because if you're just investing and you don't have any plans and you just want your portfolio to go up, well, what you're doing is you're consenting and you're putting energy and will and desire into their future, right? Because without them being successful, your portfolio is not going to be successful. Okay, so everything they tell you that you want to do, you're going along with it. You're buying into it, literally, physically, etherically, in every way. Financially, you're buying into it. Okay, just like you need to buy into Sound Logic by going to Jesus.com, okay, and purchasing shit, okay, to show you that you're breaking the financial spells. All right, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, comment. It's just like that. Everybody who's watching this, you need to be like, sharing, and comment, especially, if you're coming back every day and you're not registered at Jesus, like, what the fuck? Right? You're hoping and you're waiting for my videos, but you can't like, share, and comment. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Okay. So we can expect and we can hope that we're going to see 110 by Wednesday. Okay, or by Tuesday. That's just it. If we don't see 110 by Tuesday, well, then it would have probably going to use Wednesday as a huge reversal down to 98.95. Okay, we could even see it go up, and then China tonight can decide to bring it down. You understand? You can come tomorrow morning and they see an 8 on the clock and decide to bring it down, because that's what they should be doing. Okay, the only thing that fucked them up is the weekend. Okay, the markets aren't open on the weekend, so there's no big, huge liquidity to manipulate the markets. Okay, they're not going to be growing the markets to charts on the weekend to give anybody money to take. Okay, so they bottom it as much as out before the weekends and then just let people play with the markets. Okay, and that's basically what happened. You had a lot of coins run up, and come Friday, they took their cash. Okay, Saturday morning, they took their cash. Okay, they're back. All those coins that made 30-40%, they're back at support now after losing 20% or whatever. Okay, this is not a holding game, especially if you're not aware of, the solar activity. Okay, and so before we go, reminding you, tomorrow is an 8. Okay, so this is the load. This is, it's ready to come. Okay, it's ready to come. Okay, so we can only hope that they utilize that to build a market up. And if they're going to dump it, we can understand, and we're planning for them to dump on a 9 because we know how they work. They're an opposite. Okay, when we're getting, they're taking. Okay, if for whatever reason they decide to continue the market going up because they can utilize our energy here, if we're getting ether, we're going to be this is a good time to get us to buy stuff. Okay, it's a great time to get good news on the market and get you to invest in things, right? So if this energy that is coming here is going to be used to entice you into investing. Okay, then you can damn well expect on the following Wednesday, which is a 1, and moving forward, we will get the dump then. Okay, but these numbers are very, very high, so you got to be aware and cautious that, things can disappear. It would be great if they increase the market as the ether increases. But then if the ether is going to come down, then they should come down with the ether too. You can't have it both ways. Okay? It's either going to work against it or it's going to work with it. Okay? But it's chaos can't occur anymore. We can't have chaos. Things are going to be very, very easy for you to see and make trades and do all sorts of stuff. Okay? That chaos, that volatility is volatility. It's not chaos. It's not, misunderstanding. It's not confusion. Okay? There's no more confusion. Thanks to the Kagadora and Sound Logic. All right? So go to Jesus.com, support to Uncle. Don't forget, heading up to a 9, heading up to an 8, expecting the markets to do something. Well, take your profits. All right? Always take profits. This is Sound Logic. I don't offer financial or any other types of advice other than sound advice. Okay? That's what I'm offering. Sound Logic. This is True Talk.